We want what's best for all Americans, not a small percentage of people that are far out there.
Are you wearing this hat as a mark of shame? What is the hat for?
This is my version of the MAGA hat.
That's hilarious.
I got tricked because I thought they were going to make life better for the average American. It's getting harder and harder. You can see that from the cost of living. It's clearly the top percent of people that are controlling the laws that get passed and the way this country's going. Everyone's living paycheck to paycheck. I thought by now it would start to come together and things would start to get easier, but it has not.
I voted for Trump 3 motherfucking times. I've taken so many fucking arrows for this dude, it's insane. And it's impossible to defend his position right now. You know, when he gets on TV and he says, someone says, hey, you know, are you worried about the economic impacts and the hardships that are happening with the working class person? And you say, no, all I'm worried about is Iran not having a nuclear weapon. Bro, you lose so many people every time you say that. And it's becoming more and more apparent and more clear that you have the interest of a fucking another country over the interest of the people that you were elected to serve.
Huh. It sounds like this is real.
This is strike 3. I supported him. I defended him. I even told people early on, trust the process. I was wrong. First, it was the Epstein files.
The first strike was the Epstein files?
You thought you was gonna get some cool points because you stopped fucking with Trump because he was in the Epstein files. Nigga, you look past the racism, bitch. I don't give a fuck that you stopped fucking with Trump because he was fucking with children. We told you he was fucking with children back in the day. You look past the fact that when black people was getting killed by the police back to back, he told the police that he was gonna give them immunity and you still voted for him. Man, fuck you. Stay on that side and stay on that side forever. Fuck you.
Greetings to you all. Welcome to Red Ninja Network. I'm Mr. Red. Now, we've been told by MAGA that they are sorry for what they've done or that they regret their vote for Donald Trump because they can see clearly now that this man isn't good for the economy or isn't good for, their bottom line. And a lot of you have said in the comments that you all aren't going to forgive MAGA. That to you, they crossed the line because they should have known better. And so I've read your comments and I've heard what you said. So today's video is why a number of us are not supporting MAGA even if they change. I want any of you who may be MAGA or who may be Republican to understand the exact reasons why we cannot trust you all to vote and your decision-making processes. We have much to discuss. Let's strap in. Let's get after it.
He pleaded to the people, make America great again. We're tearing America apart right now.
Fishermen here in Cortez, Florida are pissed off with the president who many of them voted for, and they're angry because of skyrocketing diesel prices.
I'm really scratching my head because I voted Republican and most of us in the fishing industry did, and we're not seeing the positives come out of it.
Now, before the war in Iran, gas coming from this pump in Cortez was going for $3.29 per gallon. Now, gas from this pump is closer to $5 a gallon.
I did vote for Mr. Trump. Deporting the criminals is a great policy. These foundations are poured ready to go, and we can't even start the construction on them. But we voted for the American dream, and unfortunately, right now, we're not seeing that.
For months, federal agents have been sweeping up workers at construction sites in South Texas.
ICE has raided us anywhere between 10 to 15 times throughout different subdivisions.
Now, work sites across the Rio Grande Valley have ground to a halt. And that's got some Trump supporters in this midterm battleground changing their minds.
These people would just show up to our job sites with no warrants, taking all our workers, even the workers with proper documentation. I've supported Mr. Trump in every election that he's been a part of. We just never thought that this would come and affect us in the construction industry, but most importantly, affect our economy here in South Texas.
So there's this tiny conservative town of 200 people in rural Montana called Freud, right? ICE just arrested one of their 200 residents, and their response is so ironic that it hurts.
I'm not okay that Roberto was here illegally. I don't believe that's right. However, our system is so broken that a guy like Roberto that's came here, has worked his butt off, has built a business, he's thriving in a niche, and he is a valuable asset to our community. How is there not a way for him to be legal?
Right. We know this. In fact, we've been trying to tell you this, and you didn't want to listen.
Roberto's our neighbor. He's a part of our community.
This is what we've been saying. We have neighbors too, but you guys didn't seem to care when our neighbors were being taken.
This isn't just about the letter of the law. This is about humans.
No, you're right, and I am genuinely begging you to apply that logic to our communities too. I'm trying so hard not to be critical of them for finally hearing what we've been saying, because at least there's growth happening, but I just really wish it didn't take their own community being impacted for them to finally care.
It's crazy to me how you have people who voted for Trump, who think that obviously that they're white passing or something. Like Hispanic people voting for Trump still blows my mind. And the fact that you thought that you could get past the racism of it all, you thought that because you were in a South Texas town, that you thought, well, it's a Republican stronghold, and obviously Trump isn't going to mess with that. But you didn't see what we saw. Matter of fact, Project 2025 was said before the election happened, before you casted your vote. And you all thought like, oh, there's no way that Project 2025 is real. You wouldn't believe that Project 2025 is real, but Kamala had to prove that she had a platform or policies. Yet, the Republicans never had a policy platform. Trump was their policy. Trump was their platform. And they had to go by anything that he said. But he told you that he didn't care about you. He told you he only wanted your vote. And so when we hear these things, when we hear, there could have been a better way, immigration policy, but the Republicans squashed that. Trump told the Republicans to squash that because he didn't want it to affect the elections. He didn't want it to hurt his chances of getting reelected. And you all didn't see all of these pieces that this man only cared about himself and he only cared about winning. When are you going to learn that these people with money are all in the same clique? That's why for you all who say, well, it doesn't matter, it's the same side of the bird. This type of mentality isn't helping us either. We have to now vote in people who are regular people who really had to work hard to get there, who are not a part of the millionaire and the billionaire class, who are just like you and I, in order to change and affect this system. But this, what I showed you, is only part of the reason that we're not buying that MAGA's changed.
What are your thoughts on what we should be doing with these MAGA folks who are trying to reintegrate into society?
Them people.
Oh, no.
They got us in that situation. And let me tell you something. It wasn't like stuff was hidden. In the day of social media news, 24-hour, 7 information, it was clear what that man was going to do. He fucking spelled it out in Project 2025. He was clear. There was no question where people say, well, I didn't know. No, they didn't give a damn until it affected them. They didn't give a damn until they were losing their farms, losing their jobs, realizing that DEI wasn't just about black people, when they were realizing that the women were going to also lose their jobs, when they were realizing that this doesn't like them, when they were realizing that he doesn't know that our international relations are terrible. Then all of a sudden now they're like, oh, my bad. This is not a my bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff you can't come back from. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some things when we talk about LeBron, for instance, and him saying when he said, okay, that could be a my bad. If he can't say my bad.
All right, LeBron.
This man has ruined this country. He's taken civil rights back to the 1950s. Okay, and when people talk about civil rights, they think we're just talking about black people. They don't understand that we're talking about people with disabilities. We're talking. It goes across the gamut. And now that they're personally being affected and losing their health care is screwed up, all of a sudden they're like, oh, what? And they were fine with it when they thought it was going to just be us.
It's like, I don't want government-run healthcare. Well, dude, do you have any healthcare at all? Because you're about to die. Like, somebody put a mic in his face. They were like, you have insurance? No. Well, do you need some? Yeah, but I don't want the government. Well, you better if Martians offer you health insurance, you better take it. But what he had done and what white America has done is we have racialized need and want to such an extent that you can get hundreds of thousands of white folks to vote against their interests, to go out and have a rally against healthcare reform because they are convinced that the black man is going to give it all to black people or to brown folks or to quote unquote illegal immigrants is the term we should only put in quotes if say it at all, undocumented peoples. That, to me, the reason we have a class problem is because we have a race problem.
Yo, our president got 5 kids by 3 different baby mamas, live in government housing and got warrants, and y'all got the nerve to call us ghetto.
Hey, he talk about the black one?
No, I think he talked about the orange one. Racism is stopping us from having health care in this country. I just showed you the other day about the MAGA mom who went through the system, the medical system, and they weren't giving her husband appropriate care. The same husband that kept the mom in the dark, kept mom closer to MAGA because their dad is a racist and a Trump supporter. And this makes you think that there's a lot of families in this country that operate and think the exact same way. It's hard to get past that you all thrive, live, breathe in your racism, in your hypocrisy, in your hatred. What we're seeing now isn't just people regretting their vote. We're seeing what the government looks like when there's no diversity in it. When you let white folks, old white men run the country, they're running it into the ground. And that's been the case for every Republican administration, which I plan to show you next week.
Welcome to Easy Money. I'm here in Washington, D.C. We're asking easy questions and giving away money for every correct answer. Let's have some fun. You ever played Easy Money?
No, I never played Easy.
You never played Easy Money? Ever?
Never.
I'm going to ask you easy questions. You give me the answers, you win some cash. Is the earth round or flat?
Flat. I don't think it's perfectly flat.
Okay. Is Elvis alive?
Yes.
Who won the 2020 election?
President Trump did.
Is Joe Biden alive?
No, he's not.
Buzzer sound. Is JFK Jr. alive?
Oh, man.
It's easy money, man. The guy who died in the plane crash.
I know, man.
In the 90s. JFK Jr. Is he alive? Michael Jackson alive?
Yes, he is.
Is Tupac alive?
Yes.
Is Prince alive?
Yes. Patrick Swayze.
Is JFK Jr. alive?
The man was giving away free money. And these people couldn't even take the time to answer the questions that we know are to be true, or at least most of them. I mean, some of these questions were so easy. They were giving away money. Like, at least be smart enough to at least lie to get the free money. And that shows you the kind of mentality that MAGA has. They're a bunch of conspiracy theorists, but the conspiracies they believe in aren't necessarily even plausible. And so it makes sense so it doesn't make sense why these people think and believe the way they do. It's like they won't pick up a book, they won't look at data, they won't look at evidence, they won't listen to facts, they don't believe any truth unless it comes from Donald Trump's mouth, who is a proven liar, who's lied over 30,000 times just in his first administration. We have no clue how many more times he's lied this time. The enemy always has somebody on the opposite side running opposition. Except these people are so crazy, you just don't even deal with them. You don't even acknowledge their presence in your family, right? Like, they're off doing their own thing. And it just sucks to see that. It sucks that even as a Trump supporter, take away the fact that he's a black man, but even though he's a Trump supporter, he should know better that Trump cannot run for a third term. And even if you believe Trump won the 2020 election, he can't be elected more than twice in office. So technically, he wouldn't be able to be in office right now. They don't understand these things.
Happy
happy right now because I haven't seen near as many rainbow flags and rubbish as we've seen last year.
They're making the kids wear these flags and these hats.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, don't make the kids wear these flags and these hats and make it their entire personality.
No. Absolutely.
They make it their whole identity. They've got the shirts, they've got the flags, they got the hats, they got the shirts. It's like it's their whole personality. You got these people with these flags, they're waving it in our faces.
Right. I don't care if you're gay.
Like, just don't wave this flag in my face. These flags everywhere that they wave around in everyone's face. It's become their entire personality.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have these people with their flags and their hats that they wave around in everyone's faces, and it's become their entire personality.
I live in a place where everybody is gay. I hope you could say that.
You can't say gay, it's Florida.
Oh. No, that's only at Disney.
You should have seen how it looked me trying to just get on a flight to get down here with a MAGA hat on. They treated me like I was Osama bin Laden.
It's become harder to be open about your identity nowadays. Right?
Yeah, people just need to speak up. They need to say what they believe. I'm a straight male as well.
You're a straight white male,
and I'm proud of that.
These Trump supporters will never have the come to Jesus moment where they take accountability and admit they were wrong that you want. And here's the psychology why. I'm Keegan, and I talk about the psychology of politics. A little historical context. The ex-Confederates rewrote their own history to rebrand the war that they caused as being motivated by states' rights, not slavery. After Richard Nixon resigned, a wild phenomenon happened. Many of his voters, instead of admitting they had supported a corrupt piece of garbage, denied they ever voted for him. How many George W. Bush voters took accountability for voting for the person who caused the worst recession since the Great Depression? And it's not just America. Many of the right-wing Germans who survived World War II who had supported you-know-who never admitted that they were on the side of evil. They silently remained right-wing for the rest of their lives. It's rare for people on the right to learn from their mistakes politically and become better, because it's easier for them emotionally to deny and reframe. It's not reasonable to expect people whose views are based on fear, selfishness, and scapegoating people with less power than they have to show the bravery and moral character to own up to how they're fucking up our country. People like when part of them feels represented by the people in power. The right loves Trump because he avoids accountability, just like them.
There's something that young man said that stands out to me. He says that MAGA avoids accountability. We talk a lot about accountability in today's day and age because people are so focused on themselves now that they do not look at the consequence of their actions, nor do they want to own up to it, because so many people are into how they feel now, right? We always talk about feelings in this day and age, and the truth of the matter is, in my opinion, people care less about how you feel. They don't give a shit about how you feel today, yet we're gaslighted to believe that our feelings are valid against the truth. And so us as black people, we look at MAGA's actions and we see a bunch of people that aren't just supporting Trump because he was an outsider or because of all the promises. It's the blatant racism. You don't hear enough of them talk about the racism and why that made them stop supporting Trump, which tells us that they didn't have a problem with the racism because it didn't affect them. They only cared about how it benefited them. They cared about being on a winning team if it took away something from other people. So all of you, house needs and you self-hating Latinos, you should know better. Some of you have blatantly seen the racism affect you and your families, your communities, and yet you still thought it was good to vote for Trump. That's why that we can't trust y'all. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, stay revolutionary.